Welcome to the Poverty Franchise Podcast. This is episode 7. I'm Ethan,
I'm Khalil.
and today we're going to be talking about NBA playoffs again,
Yeah.
some NFL stuff, random things that pretty much just come up, I guess.
Yeah.
So first off, we're going to start off with the Western Conference Finals. Golden State Warriors lead 3-1 against the Dallas Mavericks, who are the 4th seed. What are your thoughts on this?
I honestly thought the series was going to be much closer going in. I think you picked Warriors in 7,
I
and
picked Warriors in 7.
I picked
think you had
Mavs
the
in 7,
Mavs in 7
just
to be different.
Yeah. I've had the Warriors winning. I didn't have them near sweep.
Yeah.
But it's just been a lot of different things. Like Game 3, if I remember correctly, Maxi Kleber and Reggie Bullock didn't show up to play all that well. The game before that, I mean, all of the games Luka's been really good. It's just been the supporting cast hasn't been all the way there. I'm trying to pull up some box scores. But I have been impressed with how Luka's played. He's been pretty okay on defense. He's no great defender, but he's been solid on the defensive end of this series. Let's see, Game 2, Mavericks lose 117-126. And for that game, Reggie Bullock played really well. And Dorian Finney-Smith played really well. Jalen Brunson played really well. Maxi Kleber did not play really well that game. Spencer Dinwiddie did not play really well that game. And this team is specifically the way this team is made. You're going to need more guys to step up than say like the Warriors would. The Warriors don't need 4 or 5 of their bench players to have great games, but the Mavericks need 4 or 5 of their role players / bench players to really step up, to players that you shouldn't rely on to step up. Let's see. Yeah, and all of the games have been not too close, and that's been something that I've heard a lot of people talking about. There hasn't been a close game until the Warriors comeback win was, I guess, considered close, but for most of the game it wasn't close. Yesterday, Warriors lose by 10, and it's honestly not that close. When you watch the game, it wasn't really a 10.
It wasn't 10.
It was a blowout. The whole
20.
game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the games have not been close, and I'm
so good.
And I'm just hoping that the rest of the series is more entertaining. Even though realistically, the Warriors should win in Game 5.
They should
win in Game 5. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that.
Okay, so in Game 3, Reggie Bullock shot 0 for 10 from the field, and Maxi Kleber shot 0 for 5, combining 0 for 15 from the field.
Yeah.
And Reggie Bullock was on the court for 40 minutes, and Maxi was on for 25. And this is a hot take. I'm no NBA player. If I step on the NBA court in 40 minutes, I think I can score 2 points.
Yeah, I feel like in 40 minutes, I could do something. He was on the court for 40 minutes. Didn't make one shot. Didn't make a free throw. He had 0 points. He had 4 fouls. I'd make a free throw if I got to the line.
I'm sure I'd get a point at least.
I'm no NBA player, but 0. Me and Reggie Bullock had the same amount of points that game. Come on now, you got to be better than that.
And I was at dinner.
Yeah, Maxi Kleber, you also need to be better. He wasn't as bad because it's less shots. He also only had 2 fouls, whereas Reggie had 4. I don't know if this is just an every game thing, but I've seen that man nearly foul out of 6 or 7 games. It's just constant fouls.
Yeah. He's just a foul magnet.
One thing I did want to talk about that I was actually really impressed with and that I was thinking about throughout the week, the Warriors are honestly, in my opinion, a top 3 franchise in NBA history. Not because of their history, but this organization is just so good at rebuilding. I was thinking about this too, because once the Warriors went up 3-0, I was like, yeah, they're going to the finals. No one's choking a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, Curry's going to go to the finals. How many times have the Warriors been to the finals in the last 10 years? This will be their 6th
in
8 years. The
Yeah.
only other person I can think of who went to the championship 6 times in 8 years is Michael Jordan.
Mhm.
Because he went 91, 92, 93, retired for 2 years to play baseball. I might have my years messed up, but it was three-peat, retired 2 years for baseball, three-peat.
Mhm.
Or it's three-peat, retire 1 year for baseball, come back, lose to the Magic because he lost to the Magic one of those years, and then three-peat. But either way,
Mhm.
six
It's still an accolade to be there.
right, 6 attempts in the finals in the last 8 years. He's just Curry, LeBron, those two guys have been dominant. And honestly, looking at Curry's record in the finals is also not all that bad. I mean, the one
Mhm.
stain he has, because I'm not going to consider the Raptors' loss a stain on his legacy at all,
Mhm.
because that was a very unfortunate series of events with injuries and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But the 3-1 thing, that's always going to be a damper on his
Mhm.
legacy. But outside of that, I mean, he had the wins record that year and he was the unanimous MVP. So
Can't
Curry
really
is
say anything against
really,
that.
yeah, Curry is really solidifying his case as a top ten kind of guy.
Where do you have him in your top 10?
I don't think at the moment I have him. I think if he goes
Mhm.
to the finals and he wins, he'll be in my top 10. I mean, not that
Okay.
the finals MVP matters all that much to me, because I
Mhm.
think he should have got the one in 2015. Um,
Iguodala holding LeBron to 30 points a game
yeah, LeBron only having 35, 12, and 12. He
on
got
like
the
God's year efficiency.
right, but give him the finals MVP. No, I guess the biggest damper on Curry's legacy is just the finals MVP because he doesn't have one. But in
Mhm.
his case, I mean, like, it don't really finals MVP isn't that big of a deal when you're not. It's not like he wasn't doing anything in the finals. He was
Yeah.
still playing really good. He just didn't win the finals MVP. There's been a lot of
Mhm.
really good players who didn't win finals MVP.
For sure.
Like there are some years early on in Kobe's career where he didn't win finals MVP because Shaq won finals MVP, or vice versa. So I don't think you can really hold that against him too much. So
Mhm.
assuming he wins, this will be his 2015 championship, 2017, 2018. And he wins this year. That's 4 rings
That's 4 rings.
in 6 appearances. 4-2 in the finals
Yes.
is pretty good. Like, I'm gonna look at his basketball reference just to see all of his accolades. Yeah.
8-time
So
All NBA,
yeah,
2-time MVP, 2-time scoring champ, 3-time NBA champ.
all rookie,
Yeah.
75 steal champ, like all-time 3-point leader. That doesn't even show up on your accolades.
Mhm.
Leader in 3-point shots made ever, and he's going to be, I think, like forever. Like I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
breaking his record.
Nobody's catching up to this guy.
Also, he has the nickname Threesis, which I've never heard anyone call him, but that's kind of cool.
The Human Torch.
The babyface assassin, and then Chef Curry and Steph. I don't know if that's really a
Steph.
nickname. But as for the other people in the big three, you got Draymond, who's been one of the best. Draymond is weird because I don't even know if you would call him a role player. I mean, technically he plays a role, but he's like a elite
In my
role.
opinion, I'm not considering him a role player. Like
Yeah,
he's not a superstar,
but he's
but
not
he's
a
not
role
a
player.
role player.
He does
Yeah.
a lot more than playing. I mean, he plays a
He's-
role on his team, but I don't think he's a role player. Like,
He's
it's weird.
great at doing his job.
Right. But Draymond, 4-time All-Star. Shoot, if they win, 4-time champ, 7-time
Mhm.
All-Defense, Depoy, steals champ, 2-time All-NBA. And then you got Clay,
Clay.
who if he comes back after both of those injuries and is a contributor to a finals team, that's nothing you could take away from him. He's 5-time
Mhm.
All-Star, 3-time champ,
2-time All NBA.
potential 4-time champ, all defense. That core has just been great. And then another thing I was thinking about, just how good they've been able to transition from the KD era to this era.
Mhm.
I was really trying to think about it, and they don't make trades ever, like big
They
trades.
really don't.
Like the Warriors have found a way to win now without sacrificing their future.
They traded for Kuminga, right?
No, they had the
No, they
Kuminga.
didn't.
They had the Kuminga pick.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah,
actually, they
that's-
did technically trade for Kuminga. The
Mhm.
Kuminga pick was the Timberwolves pick that was
Yeah.
used in the D'Lo for Andrew Wiggins trade. So
Mhm.
technically speaking, they traded for Kuminga, but they were the ones who made the pick.
Yeah.
But they got Wiggins, who's been a very active contributor to the team.
He remembered he had a 40-inch vertical.
Right. He remembered how to, show up and be aggressive. Jordan Poole, which is a steal. I think they got him at 29 or 28.
20-ish. Yeah, something like that.
Um, Moses Moody, who was someone I liked for them, 3-and-D prospect. Kuminga, as you said. Juan Toscano Anderson is pretty solid. Like, they've just been really solid as a drafting team. Only time you can really say they possibly missed was James Wiseman, and he's just been hurt. Like, if he gets healthy and he's
I
at
think
least solid,
if he's healthy and he develops,
right,
he's gonna be fine.
right,
He's gonna be great.
he might not
'Cause
be. He might not end up being what we thought he was going to be going into the
Mhm.
draft. But if he can just be solid, they still didn't really miss. But yeah, they've just been so great at rebuilding. If I'm a Warriors fan, I'm confident that we're going to be competitive for. How old is Steph Curry? Could you search that up? However long Steph Curry's in his prime, though, until you find that information. If I'm a Warriors fan, I'm confident we're going to be competing until he's out of his prime up until
he's 34.
Yeah, so for at least the next two years, you guys will be competitive.
Mhm.
And then after that, if you just keep hitting on your picks, which it seems like you guys have been able to do, hey, things are good. On the Maverick side, I mean, they overachieve because let's be real. By the time our next episode goes out, the Maverick season is over.
Yeah.
They're not going to be, I don't think
Nobody expected the Mavericks to be in the conference final.
in the first place. A lot of people expected
Yeah.
them to lose in the first round to the
Mhm.
Jazz because they didn't have Luka. So overall, just a really good season. I just think they have some holes that I would like to see them fix, specifically center. I would like
I
to see
think they
them
should
go.
try and chase DeAndre Ayton.
That's
That
what
would
I
be
was
nice to
just
see.
about to say. I think DeAndre Ayton would be great there. I
Mhm.
don't know what their cap situation is though, but if they have the money, I think DeAndre Ayton would go to Dallas.
If I had a dream, like if I was a Mavericks owner and it was like a fantasy, no salary cap, none of that, don't worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm either chasing a second star
yeah.
or I just said his name. Oh my
DeAndre
god.
Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton,
Yeah.
yes.
I think DeAndre Ayton is in a great situation. I think there's a lot of teams who he would fit well with, who I think would be open to giving him the max. I think Oklahoma City would give him the max. We need a
Do
center.
you think the Trailblazers would be up there?
Yeah, I think the Trailblazers
Yeah.
really would be up there. I think they would give him a max. Who's another team that would give him a max? Dallas, if they have the cap space. I
Mhm.
know Charlotte doesn't have the cap space, but if they did, they would. I'm trying to think of another young team that needs a center. I don't know what Houston's cap space looks like, but I think they would.
They already have Christian Wood, though. I don't think they would need to.
I
'cause
mean,
already
they
have
can move Christian Wood to the 4 because he's not really
True.
an interior force like that, and then just
Yeah.
move Ayton to the 5.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of other teams that could use Ayton. Let's see teams. The Lakers could use. Nah, they're not. The Lakers aren't getting anyone. The Clippers. Maybe.
that's so. If the Mavericks have the money, they could either chase Zach LaVine or DeAndre Ayton
Zach LaVine.
because Zach LaVine would help alleviate pressure off of Luka, and he would also run the offense if Luka's on the bench or something.
Yeah. The Mavericks I don't even think they need DeAndre Ayton. I just think they need a formidable big.
Second star, a big. I think they need a second star, but I could also see the big.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a star. Like, what do you mean by a star? Do you mean like a top 20 player?
Like a Jaylen Brown type thing.
Okay, like a Chris Middleton level player?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Okay, yeah.
Pretty much.
I can see that. I don't think they need like Bradley Beal or anything like that. I just think they need someone who's comfortable, creating for themselves. I'm trying to think of someone who might be available. Because, of course,
Spencer,
Zach LaVine.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Zach LaVine, of course, will be available, but he's going to want a max. I don't think they're going to want to give him that much. I'm trying to think of some players that could possibly be available. Colin Sexton, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know how much they like that.
Here's my issue with that. So they already have Spencer Dinwiddie. He's inconsistent, like crazy. And if they get Colin Sexton, that's another person who's inconsistent because he's pretty much a shot chucker.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want two. Like,
it depends. If they use Colin Sexton as just a 6th man, where they're just like, hey, once Luka goes out, take whatever shot you want. Because we need you to be a scorer for the second unit. I think he'd be fine there. But I don't think the Mavericks actually want that. So you're right. I don't think Colin Sexton would work. I'm trying to really think. I'm really trying to think. Let me search the free agent class NBA free agent.
Free agent ranking school. Kyrie. They don't need him though.
They wouldn't give Kyrie.
Yeah.
And it seems like he wants to go back to, well, I mean, that's what he says, and then you never know. But like, it seems like he wants, John Wall is not going to be a free agent. He has a player option. Russell Westbrook is also not going to be a free agent. He has a player option. James Harden is going to want the max, and I would not give him the max. Bradley Beal is going to want a max, and I don't think they need him. I'm really looking for a just solid, like TJ Warren is solid. I mean, we've seen he can score the ball. He's solid on defense as well. So maybe TJ Warren would be a nice little fit. Yeah, TJ Warren. That's it. Also, you have to take into account that, what's his name? Jalen Brunson is a free agent this year, and people are going to give him a bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, they should probably try and bring him back as well, along with bringing in someone else if they can. But it seems like teams like Detroit want to offer him near a max for his quality of player. But like, yeah, there's a lot of ways that can go.
Something that was funny to me, like that I saw, was like if Kyrie signs to the Lakers and Westbrook signs to the Nets.
Yeah.
So like, Kyrie's back with
LeBron and then
KD. Yeah.
KD and Russ. Yeah, I don't know what the Lakers are going to do. I'm tired of talking about them, to be honest, because the whole focus of the season has been on the Lakers and how bad they've been. So that's why I try not to talk too much about them on the podcast until they do something that's worth talking about. Because I mean, I feel like if we don't talk about the Sacramento Kings, we keep dissing the Kings, but like I feel like if we don't talk about the Sacramento Kings, why should we talk about the Lakers when they are pretty much just as bad as each other this year? But yeah, that's where I stand on this series. I say we move back to the East.
Okay.
Go Boston.
I still have Boston in 7. That's not changing anything.
What's the score of the game right now?
89-76. Boston's up, fourth quarter, 2:30 left.
Dang, bro, pulled that up quick. Yeah, this series has been weird as well. It's been a lot of not close
back
games.
And forth. I mean, so they were close, except like, of course, late game fouls, all that.
Yeah,
yada yada.
Like the score makes it look close. The games are not.
Except for game 2.
Yeah. Game 1 was an 11-point win for the Heat. Game 2 was they've traded every game. It's just going back and forth. And today it seems like it's gonna be the first time a team wins back to back.
It pretty much comes down to whoever goes on that run.
Right.
Because in game 2, game 2, the Celtics combined for 35 and 35 in the first and second quarters. They combined for 70, and then they matched for the third and fourth, like identically.
It's literally, everyone keeps talking about this. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but when you say it like that, the Heat have only one. I don't know if it's still true now, but like a couple of days ago, it was said that the Heat had only won 2 quarters in the whole series, and everything else the Celtics won.
Yeah, I believe that sounds.
It right, just shows how much those quarters matter. Like we see the Warriors do it all the time. The third quarter Warriors are a real thing. A lot of the times they'll start off the game a little slow. Third quarter comes around, they win by.
Kerr makes halftime adjustments, and it shows.
They blow out the team by like 30 in the third quarter, and then it doesn't even matter if you lose the fourth quarter because you're up by so much at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes down to those runs. Victor Oladipo has been a really good this series.
He's been great. His stats haven't been showing up, but
on his defense.
Great. Yes.
Specifically, game 3, he had a lot of stops.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo needs to be much better. In the last game they played, he had 9 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Less rebounds than Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler also only had 6 points that game. He had 6 points and 7 rebounds. No one showed up this game. Actually, this is a game where the starters combined for 18 points.
In game 4?
Yeah, which was really wild.
Tyler Hero he didn't play that game.
Yeah, and Tyler Hero is also not playing
He's
tonight.
out for today as well. Yes.
Yes, that's.
I think that's clearly showing because. So when I watched the game, it felt like the Heat was like dry.
Right. That's how they're built.
Is that spark? Yeah.
Their offensive players aren't all that great at like okay, Kyle Lowry is getting old and he's clearly not as good of a scorer as he was even 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo has been off and on unaggressive, aggressive, and
He's
then
just he'll blow up, but he'll also just
right.
take a back seat.
Sometimes he'll take too much of a
Yeah.
backseat for your second best player.
Mhm.
Then Jimmy Butler, he can score the ball. I mean, his nickname is Jimmy Buckets, but like he's not the greatest shot creator in the league or anything. He's, to me, as far as a guy who I would want to give me a bucket in like a late game situation, I don't think he's like a top
Yeah,
20 kind of guy for that.
for sure.
I don't think he's really a top 25 bucket getter in the league. So Tyler Hero is the best bucket getter and he's not playing. So it shows.
He is that guy on the Heat too to get that offense going.
Right.
Like, although Kyle Lowry is a great passer, same thing for Jimmy Butler, but they're all good passers to a certain extent where they can't create their own shot, or like they can
at times,
but they can't like create it consistently as Tyler
Right.
can.
Right. Like if it's like the Celtics are going on a run and they just need someone on the Heat to get a bucket, I don't really trust anyone on that team to stop the bleeding.
sure.
I mean, I trust their
Because
coaching to make adjustments and not allow
speaking of
those
those,
runs.
like stopping the bleeding, I saw this clip of like Jordan Poole. Who was he guarding? I forgot who was guarding. No, he was guarding Spencer Dinwiddie. So the team's down. It's a 6-0 run, Mavericks. Then he pulls a three out of nowhere from the top of the key. And then Mavericks rebound the ball. They dribble it up court. Jordan Poole picks up on defense. He's guarding Spencer Dinwiddie. And then they force a switch. But Jordan Poole just like gets lazy and he just doesn't give any effort.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like cherry picking, but like,
was it from the
it
game
happens.
yesterday?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, the defense of the Warriors, not to like
Oh, no, 2 days ago.
the Celtics Heat game.
Oh no, yeah, yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yeah, the defense by the Warriors was awful yesterday. Like Dorian Finney-Smith was just getting any corner three he wanted yesterday. It was really weird. Even though he's a solid shooter, they were just leaving him and letting him shoot the ball. A lot of missed rotations and switches yesterday specifically. But back to Celtics Heat. Like, I don't know. I think we're both.
I'm not changing my answer.
The game is over. Like it's the Celtics won. I mean, the game's not over, but there's a minute and a half, and the Celtics are up by.
No, I'm at 34 seconds, and it's Boston's up 13.
34.
Yeah. No, I'm at 20 seconds.
Okay, I'm at 40. I'm at 46. They're up 13. But yeah, the game's over.
Yeah, the game's over.
Heat up 3-2, and I think they're going to be in. Who's the higher seed? The Heat are the one seed in the East. So yeah, the Heat are gonna be
They're in Boston for game 6.
No, they're in Boston.
They're in Boston. They're in Miami right now.
Yeah, they're in Boston. So hey, if Jason Tatum can get his team to the finals, I'm here for it.
If Tatum gets his team to the finals, is he top 5 in the NBA?
I gotta think. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. Luka. Then you got to talk about like LeBron, of course, even though, the Lakers weren't all that good. He still played exceptional. Then, I mean, Steph, KD, Kawhi when healthy. Because I think that's someone a lot of people are forgetting about in these top like 10 conversations. Like everyone's like, the top 10 is so bloated that a lot of guys are getting left out when it's really, it's not a top 3 conversation as it's been like in years past. It's more of like if you're top 8, you're like that. If you're even in the same conversation as some of these guys. But Kawhi's been out all year. And let's not forget Kawhi was one of the best players in the playoffs last year. He's been one of the best playoff performers other than the bubble, because that was bad. But like he's been one of the best playoff performers in the NBA for some years now. And he's honestly depending on how good his defense is after the ACL thing, he was easily the best two-way player in the NBA as far as stopping someone from getting a bucket and then getting a bucket. It was quite easily. But speaking of
over time, though, he's definitely slowed down.
Yeah, as
probably because of age, but like
and he also had the injury against the Warriors some years back, and he's just never been healthy. Since. But speaking of top 10s, I pulled up that list we made a long time ago, and this is a great
freshman
segue.
year, huh?
It was during the pandemic, so it was either freshman year or sophomore.
It was freshman year, first wave of pandemic.
No, last edit was on July 25th, 2021. So that
Oh.
was, no, yeah, that was sophomore year.
Yeah, that was sophomore.
But we made a consensus list between you, me, Frank, and Yuli on the top 10 players in the NBA, and it aged awfully. It aged terribly. I think the top 10. Okay, so this is the top 10 we had before we like went about it.
Mhm.
The initial top 10 was number 10 being Luka, number 9 being Dame, number 8 being AD, number 7 being Embiid, number 6 is Harden, number 5 is Giannis, number 4 Kawhi, number 3 KD, number 2 Curry, number 1 LeBron.
Whose list is this? Is this yours?
This is the consensus list because we did all of them,
yeah,
and then
that's
we
true. That's true.
averaged
Yeah,
out where everyone was
Mhm.
at.
I didn't have Harden on mine.
Yeah, so your list is this one. Okay, I see your list. And honestly, your list aged not too awfully. I mean, you had LeBron 1, Curry 2, KD 3, Giannis 4, Kawhi 5, Jokic 6, Dame 7, Embiid 8, Luka 9, AD 10, which is still didn't age amazingly because
Mhm.
obviously, like,
Injuries.
like Jokic is the MVP,
Yeah.
so he'd
Yeah.
probably be top 3, and Giannis would be top 3, and Embiid would be top 3.
Mhm.
But the players you have in here make a lot of sense for other than AD. But I think everyone had AD in their list.
Yeah.
I
So
had
at
AD
the
in my
time,
list.
this was when Dame was like going crazy.
Right. July 25th, 2021.
Was
This
that bubble?
is no, this is post bubble. This is
This is
before
post-bubble.
Suns Bucks finals, essentially.
Oh.
Or no,
Mhm.
this is after Suns Bucks finals. After the Suns and the Bucks win the championship.
Mhm.
Because this is July. It's June
Yeah.
now, or it's May now. We're about to go to the finals. So yeah, this is like yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see my list. I have LeBron 1. No, this is Yuli, who
Oh, yeah, Jimmy
for-
Butler.
yeah, who for you guys
Yeah.
who don't know Yuli, because I know some of you guys don't. Most of you guys don't know Yuli. He's a Heat fan / Bucks fan. I don't know what fan he is, but he had Jimmy Butler top 10 over Dame, which we all were like, what are you doing? Then he had
Yeah.
AD over Embiid and Harden over Embiid, which also aged awfully. Like the Harden take, Frank had Harden top 3.
Yeah.
He had Harden over like Giannis, and that's just like the Harden thing just aged awfully. But I bring the list up because one of us did have Jason Tatum top 10 that year. I don't know who it was.
Wait, was it me?
You didn't have him. I think it was.
I didn't?
I think it was Brina.
Really?
It was either you or Brina, because two of these lists don't have Harden on them, and you said you didn't have Harden on your list.
It might have been mine. Wait, so who did the first one have?
What do you mean? The first of the two lists without Harden?
Yeah, the first one had AD, right?
Yeah.
Did the second one have AD?
The other, no, this is your list. The other one has Jokic at 6, which is probably you.
The one that has Jokic probably, it probably is me.
So yeah, I think Brianna put Tatum at 10 last year.
Okay.
And he's only gotten better since then. And you can a lot of the guys who, he had over Tatum at the time are not top 10 players anymore. Like Anthony Davis isn't a top 10 player anymore. Dame, you could argue, isn't a top 10 player anymore. So yeah, it's making way for Tatum to be where he's at.
Get in there and just succeed.
Yeah, but it's hard to say because there's a lot of young talent. Like even John Moran is in top 10 conversations, in my opinion. You can't forget about like Rudy Gobert. There's a lot of guys in those conversations, like DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, Wally Zerbiak is top 3 all time. But like, there's a lot of guys in the conversation. There's just so much talent in the league, which is great. I love the fact that there's all this talent in the league. Yeah, but back to where we were at about the Celtics.
Celtics.
Celtics up 3-2. I would hope they win it in 6 and they just take care of business at home. But you know how the NBA is. Who knows? If Tyler Hero doesn't play again, and I don't know why he's not playing now, I would expect the Celtics to handle business.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not playing. And this series has had a lot of injuries and just missed games for people. Like Marcus Smart has.
I think it's just a physical series. That's it.
Yeah, Marcus Smart missed a game. Then he came back. Then he missed a game. Al Horford had COVID, I think. Jason Tatum got hurt for a little bit.
Okay, so Tyler Hero's out for groin strain.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he's probably, I don't know, because groin injuries are pretty rough.
Absence of 2 to 4 weeks was
Oh.
typically absence of 2 to 4 weeks.
So he's expected to be out for 2 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone. He's not playing.
He's pretty much done.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. So
PJ
yeah,
Tucker. Speaking of injuries, PJ Tucker has knee inflammation. Max Strus hamstring strain. Gabe Vincent hamstring strain. Kyle Lowry hamstring strain.
are they still playing? Or are all of them out?
I'm gonna look into that right now.
Yeah, because I know Kyle Lowry's just been in and out of the lineup.
All of those people were just questionable.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look into if they played today. Go ahead and keep talking though.
Yeah, I think most of them played today. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
PJ
they are.
played. Strus, yes.
Yeah, most of
Lowry,
them played.
yes. Gabe, yes.
So all of them other than Tyler played essentially.
Yeah. Dang, their whole team almost played. Except for Udonis Haslam, Marcus, Monte, whatever. One of the Morrises, Markeith.
Yeah, it's Marcus or Markeith. Monte Morris is on the Nuggets, but yeah.
One of them. Dwayne Dedman did not play. I mean, Udonis Haslam's just like that corner piece of Heat culture. That's it.
Yeah, he never plays. Like, I think this is the year. It was this season or last season where he suited up for the first time all year, and then he got ejected or something wild.
Oh my god.
He doesn't play though.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Hold on. No, hold on. Kyle Lowry shot 0 for 6 and Max Strus shot 0 for 9.
Yeah. You low-key don't want your two starting guards to do that if you want to win a playoff game. That's pretty unfortunate for the Heat fans. I honestly don't know who I want to win because Heat fans and Celtics fans are probably my two least favorite fan bases in the NBA. No Lakers fan. Who's your least favorite NBA fan base? Because I think it's between the
Warriors.
Celtics. The Warriors are in there too. It's the Celtics, the Heat, the Warriors, and the Lakers. They're just all awful. Like Celtics fans are just they really love that 2008 championship.
Yeah.
Even though it's like the only ring they have in like the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then Heat fans just think everyone is going to the Heat every year.
Every year. Like every offseason, it's just Photoshop of the best player who's available.
It's the same thing with the Lakers. Same thing with the Lakers. And they also just have unrealistic expectations. And a lot of them are fake fans who only like the Lakers when they're good. And then Warriors fans, they're more tolerable now, but when I first became like a Thunder fan, I hated the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like I hated the Warriors so much.
There are so many Warrior fans at my school. It isn't even funny.
Yeah, no, same thing at my school.
I can't wear my Nugget jersey.
Yeah. Same thing at my school. And the worst thing, and this isn't even just for the NBA, it's just like when you're having a discussion about sports, it's like you'll be talking about like a really good team. You'll be like, hey, I think they're a little overrated. Like I had this discussion with a bunch of Chargers fans.
Yeah.
Like I was like, someone said something about Justin Herbert, and I was like, yeah, he's pretty good. And I was like, I think Joe Burrow's better though. And they were like, what did you say about Justin Herbert?
Bro, no. Because there was this conversation in the sixth period. This guy was saying that like Luka was worse than someone else. And I was like, have you seen? No, it was Luka is worse than Ja.
Yeah, no.
I'm taking Luka.
I'm taking Luka Doncic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, but on the Justin Herbert thing, it's like you say something about a good team, and then of course they're like, oh, so what's your team?
Exactly.
I'm sitting there like a Giants fan. Like I can't say anything because my quarterback is Daniel Jones, but I'm just trying to say that I think Joe Burrow is better than Justin Herbert slightly. Like I wasn't even being like dramatic and saying like it was drastic. I was just like, I think Joe Burrow is slightly better than Justin Herbert. They're
At the moment, Joe Burrow is slightly better than Justin Herbert.
Well, what about Daniel Jones? What about Saquon Barkley? I didn't say anything about
like
Daniel
they
Jones.
bring the most irrelevant things into the conversation, which doesn't have anything to do with it.
And then I can't even say anything about basketball because I can't talk about the Thunder because most people aren't even paying attention to the Thunder's roster. They're like, what do you guys even have? I'm like, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey and Lou Dort. Okay, like leave me alone. That's the worst. I can't
bring up the Nuggets because the only thing they hear is Jamal Murray.
Yeah, bubble. Yeah. It's rough. I hate having those conversations.
Because like they're all Warriors and Laker fans. It's so annoying.
And it's like, especially when there's a team that you can't say anything against when they bring up your favorite team. Like if I'm talking to a Chiefs fan and I'm like, yeah, I'm a Giants fan, they can be like, why are you talking to me about how the Chiefs are overrated? Like I could still make commentary on how your team is a bit overrated, even if your team is better than mine. I didn't even bring up my team in the first place. I never said my team was good.
I can't make conversation with a Warrior fan because they're going to be like, the Warriors own the Nuggets, which is
Yeah.
true. I will admit that they
Yeah.
do kind of own the Nuggets, but like I'm just trying to have a conversation saying
Right.
this, and this, but they're
Not
like, what about the Nuggets? And I'm like,
right.
huh?
I didn't bring up the Nuggets, and
Yeah.
not to call out Yuli because we done talked about this man a couple
Oh
times,
my
but he is so
gosh.
bad at that. He does it all
Yes,
the time, bro. We'll be talking about the Chargers because he's a Charger fan, and he'll be like, "Well, what about the Giants? Did I say
Exactly.
anything about the Giants?" Also, if we gonna be that way, what about the Giants having more rings? Like it's like
Mhm,
we could talk about how good your team is now, or we could talk about how good our teams are historically.
mhm.
At least with the Giants, I can say my team is better than a lot of teams historically.
For
Not so
sure.
much with the Thunder.
No, because you guys literally beat the GOAT.
right twice,
Yeah.
and we also have two other rings outside of that. And we've been pretty solid throughout
Mhm.
all of the NFL's history up until like
Except for
recently.
recently.
Yeah, up until recently, we haven't been the best. But
But it's working there. I think Thibodeau will age well.
right. And then for the Thunder, we're a new franchise, but we've also been
Mhm.
people try to act like the Thunder just suck now. If we're talking about how successful of a franchise the Thunder have been in their existence, because Supersonics is different to me.
Yeah.
Thunder is I'm not a Supersonics fan, I'm a Thunder fan.
Mhm.
But we get to Oklahoma City in 2008, draft Russell Westbrook, who, he's not who he was when we drafted him now, but MVP. Then the year after we draft James Harden, we already have KD. We get Serge Ibaka. 4 years later, we go to the finals against the Heat. We lose. Then we're just always a conference finals team. We
Mhm.
unfortunately never win anything. And then after that we just start one of the best, or we're in the best position for a rebuild in the NBA. Got the most picks
Yeah.
in the league. So I'm not
Like your
mad.
guys' future is so bright.
Right. And it's not like the thing is, for a lot of teams, sometimes if you're going to end up with a bright future, you have to go through a long period of just being awful.
Mhm.
Thunder never had that. We had 2 years, which is last year and this year, where we were really, really bad. Every other year, we've been fun to watch for one reason or another. And specifically, the year that really rose my fandom was the bubble year with
Mhm.
that Chris Paul, Shea,
Yeah,
Lou
yeah,
Dort,
yeah.
Al Horford team. Al Horford, I completely forgot was on the Thunder until a couple of days ago. I saw him in a Thunder jersey, like a picture of him in a Thunder jersey,
Mhm.
and I was like, that has to be Photoshop. But no, he was on the team. I forgot about that. But yeah, we were unexpected. We were expected to be one of the worst teams in the league. We made the finals, took the Rockets, or made the playoffs, not the finals.
Playoffs. Yeah.
Took the Rockets to 7 in the bubble. Unfortunately, lost. But we've always been pretty
It was a great
solid.
series.
Right? We've always been solid. So
Yeah.
I can't complain. I cannot complain.
So as a Nuggets fan though, I think the Thunder has a better future, but
Y'all have a better
but that
present.
was just because of this season.
Yeah.
This season we didn't have Embiid. No, not Embiid. Oh my God,
MPJ.
Jamal or MPJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think we're in that little middle ground where they're both gonna have to step up crazy in
Right.
order for us to make a big leap.
Right. Like I
Because
think you guys are really.
we don't have the picks.
Y'all are good.
Yeah.
Like I think y'all are. I would say y'all are a little better than good. Y'all are really good, but
I
like
wouldn't.
I don't know if
Really
you guys are
good's a
better than like the
stretch.
Celtics or the
Celtics,
Heat
Heat,
or the
Bucks,
Warriors
or
or the
Warriors.
Bucks or
Yeah.
shoot the
There's
Lakers.
a
Not
there's a list of teams that are better than the
yeah, the
Nuggets
Sun.
on paper,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. I personally like 3-and-D wings or like 3-and-D guards who
Yeah.
just play defense, hit 3s. I've
Mhm.
mentioned that in the draft video,
Yeah.
and
With
you guys should
Benedict
watch that, by
Mathurin.
the way.
Yeah.
You guys should watch that. But did you see his combine results? Bro is a freak athlete.
The NBA Combine happened.
It's happening.
Oh, we're currently in the NBA Combine.
Yeah, it's like pro days and stuff. It's
Oh, so that kind of stuff. Okay.
it's
Yeah, I haven't kept up with it, but yeah, I got to look into that. I actually have to check if Shaden Sharp actually has that 49-inch vertical. I'm really
the,
interested to see if he does.
the only thing that's been popping for him was like some things. Like he isn't as we thought he would be, like crazy.
Athletic, like
Yeah, he's athletic, obviously,
yeah, but he's not as
but he's
insane
not.
as expected.
Yeah.
Um, let's go to All NBA because I do
Okay.
want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you want to go from first team to third team or third team to first team?
Let's go third to first.
All right, so All NBA third team is Pascal Siakam, LeBron, Cat, CP3, and Trae Young. I'm okay with all
I'm
of
okay
the
with all
people I
those.
placed.
Yeah, I'm okay with all those.
I don't think any of these guys should be any higher. I thought there was a chance LeBron ended up higher just because he is LeBron, but I'm glad they didn't put him higher because the
Mhm.
forwards that they have above him definitely were just they deserved it more.
Yeah.
For second team, we have Steph, Ja, Joel, KD, and DeMar. I think all of these people are fine here.
For
A lot
second
of
team,
people, yeah, a lot of people were upset Joel didn't make first team, but he's a center, and
I think Josh should have made first team
over the only person. I mean, over
over
Booker,
Booker.
over
Over
Booker.
Booker.
Okay,
Yes.
it's definitely not over Luca.
The weak point of NBA first team is Booker. I'm
Yeah.
not a big Booker fan.
Yeah, out of all of those guys, he's probably like the guy who I'm like, yeah, he
Yeah.
has the best case to not be first team. But
Just
even then, I
maybe
think
recency bias though.
yeah, I also just don't think out of the five guys there, he has the best case to not be first team.
Yeah.
Giannis is 100% first team because he was top
Mhm.
3 MVP.
Jokic was
won
MVP.
MVP.
Yeah.
Luka's been
Hooping.
Luka had a little stretch where he was in the MVP conversation, like 4
Yeah.
or 5.
It was toward the end of the week. Toward the end of the season.
I
And
mean, Devin
Tatum,
Booker technically had a stretch where he was in MVP
But
conversations.
that was just because he was the 1 seed.
Yeah, that was literally. It wasn't even because of his play. It was because he was the
Yeah.
best player on the best team,
Mhm.
and that was why they added him to the conversation. I think Ja had a.
Tatum.
I'm okay with that take. I think Ja could have made first team over Booker, and I wouldn't
However,
have been mad.
Tatum had the least amount of votes or the least points as a forward on first team.
He had the lowest like scoring average.
390, and Book had 460. Wait, are you looking at the voting?
I'm looking at just the list of the teams. Let me look at the voting though. I didn't even think about that. Let
It's
me
on
check
the
that.
NBA website.
Let's check.
Yeah,
Voting.
because Giannis was unanimous first team. Wait, how was Jokic not unanimous first? He won MVP.
He wasn't unanimous. Oh, he had second team votes. That's
Yes.
wild.
He had 4 second team votes.
Okay, so Tatum was the most like disputed over,
Yeah.
and I think there's some people out there who, amongst like all NBA voters, who had Jokic center and then Embiid and Giannis as forwards, even though that's not what they are, but they just wanted to put all 3 in the first team, even though you can't do that. So maybe that's why Tatum was the first kicked off. Did LeBron have any like? LeBron had 2 first team votes. Whoever those 2 people are, you deserve to lose your votes. Because why were you giving first team over who? Yeah, LeBron is the only person on third team to get a first team vote, which is wild.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can see the Tatum on third team, but I think he's more of a second team player.
he's first or second. I don't think he's third.
Yeah. I think he's first or second. So the only one that I see replacing is Book, like Ja.
Yeah. Embiid obviously played really good, but just couldn't make it. Let's see. Technically speaking, if we're going based off of the point system, the All NBA first team is Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Booker, and Embiid, because Embiid had more points than Tatum. But
if Embiid would fall into that forward center,
positionally, it's Tatum, which we can't take away from him. But I'm okay with the All NBA. I think I'm not like upset about it at all. I just think that the Booker Ja thing could have been switched, and I would have been more happy with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not upset about it. How many of these people? I'm interested to see how many of these people were All NBA last year, because I feel like this is a lot of people who weren't last year. Okay, so All NBA last year, first team was Giannis, Kawhi, Jokic, Curry, Luka. So Luka, Jokic, and Giannis all retained first team spots. Kawhi was hurt all year, and then Curry moved down to 2. Second team, this is wild, but it makes sense for the time. Julius Randle was All NBA second team, which didn't age well. LeBron second team, Embiid second team as well. Chris Paul second team, Dame second team. Third team, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving. So actually, there was a lot of people who didn't make All NBA last year who made it this year. Like Cat didn't make it last year. Siakam didn't make it last year. Trae Young didn't make it last year. Ja didn't. DeMar didn't. I don't think I said KD didn't. Like Devin Booker didn't make All NBA last year. I don't think. I didn't see his name. Yeah, he didn't make it last year. So there's a lot of new players who made All NBA this year. I'm happy with that though. I think have they announced every award?
They announced the Hustle Award to Marcus Smart.
Hustle Award.
Hustle Award.
Did they announce six man? I
Okay.
mean, I think we all know six man
Six man was Tyler Hero.
he got the award though.
Yeah, it was Tyler Hero. Yeah, he got it.
So all the awards have been announced. We got Jokic. So our MVP winners for this year are Jokic MVP, Scotty Rookie of the Year, Most Improved was Ja,
Six
man,
man
Tyler.
Tyler, Deep
Coach of
Boy
the
Marcus
Year.
Smart,
and then Coach of the Year was the Suns coach.
Suns.
I forget his name. I don't know why it just slipped my mind, but yeah, Suns coach was.
Speaking of coaches, I really like the Heat's coach, Eric
Monty
Spoelstra.
Williams.
Oh yeah, him. But I
Yeah.
like Eric Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra
Because,
is one of the
like-
greatest coaches of all time.
He's so good. The way they retain talent and they built that culture, but we all know Kyle Lowry is not retaining that 7% body fat.
Yeah,
We've all seen that.
yeah, you know. It doesn't need to be said. He has a lot of nicknames, and we're not going to get into it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about the NBA. All NBA, conference finals. You know, that's been the gist of it.
But back to Spoelstra though, the way he retains talent and just attracts it, I guess it's
Yeah.
the locationing as well. Miami.
People wants to play.
But-
People want to play for him and in Miami.
Yeah. And he just keeps that winning culture there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
100%.
they haven't had a down season that I can think of. Like they've always been at least middle of the pack.
Yeah, they had a couple years where they were like, but they were never like worst team in the NBA. Like I'm thinking of like 2016 through 18, the Heat weren't really on much. Like once LeBron left, they weren't really.
Yeah.
But they also
I mean-
weren't one of the worst teams in the league. They were like always from
He
like
still made moves to
right.
somehow retain.
I mean,
something.
they drafted Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo in the same year,
Yeah.
and then they signed Jimmy Butler. So they brought in Kyle Lowry. You know, like they're just always really solid.
Gio.
Celtics have also been really good at drafting.
Oh yeah.
I think-
They were literally the definition of built, not bought.
Right. Celtics they drafted Tatum, they drafted Brown, they drafted Peyton Pritchard.
All of their core players are all drafted.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. Was Marcus Smart drafted by the Celtics?
Believe so.
I feel like he was drafted by the Kings. I don't know why I feel like that.
2014 round 1 pick 6.
He got drafted by the Celtics though? Oh, let's see.
Bro,
I can
what
check.
was he drafted by?
I'll check. I got you.
All right.
2014 NBA draft. This is the Wiggins draft.
Celtics.
He was a Celtics pick.
Yeah, he was a Celtics pick.
This draft is very interesting. I'm actually looking at like the picks. Yeah. This is the Jokic draft, actually. Oh wow. Okay.
Embiid, Aaron Gordon,
Embiid and Jokic,
Julius Randle, Zach LaVine.
Doug McDermott, TJ
Alfred
Warren,
Payton,
Yusuf Nurkic, Gary Harris, Rodney Hood.
Joe Harris.
This is
Joe Harris
overall
is
a really solid draft class. I mean, Jordan Clarkson. A lot of these guys are still like taking it in the league now. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of really solid guys. I'm trying to think. Knowing what you know now, who are you taking with the first pick in this draft, Jokic or Embiid? Because I assume it's one of those
Biased,
two.
but Jokic.
Fair. I'm either way. I just want to see you. I knew you were going to say Jokic. I just want to. Honestly, if we were redrafting, it would probably go what? Jokic, Embiid, then Zach LaVine. Probably.
No, hold on. Embiid and Giannis would be a nasty duo.
It would. Insane duo. Easily
No,
one of
because they would already have Giannis at the time.
Oh, I didn't even think about what you were saying. I thought you were just saying in a general. I didn't
Nah.
realize the Bucks had the second pick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, if they missed, they just whiffed there. Jabari Parker had an injury, but it was injuries for Jabari Parker. But like, shoot,
That would be
the
crazy.
idea of just having Embiid and Giannis is insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because, like, what are you going to do?
right, you can't guard that. But yeah, if we redrafted now, it would probably go Jokic, Embiid, then Zach LaVine. Then who's the
Wrong.
next?
I'm taking Nurkic first overall.
Nurkic is the
I'm
best
kidding.
player of all time. Embiid, Jokic, Embiid, Zach
I'm taking
LaVine,
Levine.
and then what? I guess you could say
Smart. Personally, I'm taking Smart.
Jeremy Grant is here, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, Giannis is Thanasis. Who else? Tyler Ennis,
Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson.
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
I just saw someone who
Clint
I was like,
Capella.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Clint Capella is a big steal too.
Yeah.
So that's just I would say great draft class. Well, honestly, no, that's a great draft class. If you have Embiid and Jokic in it, that's a great draft class.
2 MVP candidates in the same class.
I just want to go back to other draft classes, like 2015. I just want to see this one. So this is Cat 1, D'Lo 2, Jahlil Okafor 3, Kristaps 4, Hazonia, Nuggets take Emmanuel Mudiay over Devin Booker. Yikes. This draft class is really not that great. Yeah, no, this draft class is actually really not that great at all. This just reminds me of 2K16.
Cedi Osman went 31st overall. That's crazy.
This draft class is not that good. Because, like,
Miles Turner's good.
Cat worked out. D'Angelo worked out to an extent. Jahlil was a miss. Kristaps has worked out to an extent. Hazonia was a miss. Cauley-Stein is like a backup center. Okay. Emmanuel Mudiay has missed. Stanley Johnson has missed. Frank Kaminsky has been okay. Justice Winslow has missed. Miles Turner's a solid. Hit. Trey Lyles, solid, I guess. Devin Booker was a hit. Campaign is the Thunder drafted Campaign, and he's a hit now, but at the time for the Thunder, he wasn't a hit. Kelly Oubre's a hit. Terry Rozier's a hit. Rashad Vaughn is nothing really. Sam Decker, Jerry Grant, nothing. DeLon Wright, nothing really. Bobby Portis is a hit. Tyus Jones is a hit. Larry Nance is a hit. Kevon Looney's a hit. Seti, Montrez, Willie Hernan-Gomez, I guess. Rashawn Holmes is a big hit. Pat Connaughton is a big hit. Norman Powell is a big hit. But overall,
rest is just random.
Not that great of a class.
It's almost like they're randomly generated.
Yeah. You want to move on to the
NFL? Yeah, sure.
So pretty much the biggest thing in the NFL, I'm trying to think. Oh, Kyler, right? You said something about
Kyler. Okay, so pretty much there's a statement out. I forgot where I saw it, but he's holding out until he gets a new contract. He's not showing up to OTAs. If you're not familiar, OTAs are like organized team activities. So pretty much mandatory practice, in other words. And it's pretty much to get chemistry together. It's held during the off season, so it's
it's different than training camp though.
It's different than training camp, but it's to get chemistry down, make sure you're in shape, getting those things down, I guess, They're voluntary though. So that's the difference between training camp and OTAs.
Yeah.
Kyler hasn't been showing up. He wants a new contract. He wants his bag. If he doesn't get that bag, he's not showing up until then. He's pretty much holding out. And if you, hypothetically, you're a quarterback or you're like a receiver, would you take a pay cut to allow your quarterback to get a higher pay?
Depends. Like, it just depends. Like, a lot of times, the only guy who's like really on a really great caliber who's been open to pay cuts like his whole career is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has been taking pay cuts for forever. He's literally the GOAT.
The reason why he's been the GOAT is because he's taking those pay cuts.
He's taking those pay cuts and he's letting his roster
allowing his team to get better.
Have some like fluidity and fluctuation. I can't answer that question. All I know is that I'm just really annoyed with the Cardinals. They've been so good yet so dysfunctional. Like, they always seem to be a playoff team for the most part, but they're just always just dysfunctional. Like,
they always have a decent start and then fall off the face of the earth.
That's another thing. They're never consistent. So now with this, because we just did, and I wish I would have known this when we did the like record predictions.
This changes everything.
Yeah, D-Hop's not playing for the first 7 weeks, and now Kyler's not showing up to practice. There might be some issues in Arizona, and this is a year where they can't afford to have those issues because their schedule is really hard. They have the third hardest schedule in the league, I'm pretty sure.
You good with that though?
Yeah, I don't. That's all I have to say. I'm just.
I saw some other things. How the coaching staff of the Niners were impressed by Trey Lance.
hmm
Like they were starting to get impressed with him. I know earlier I said that they weren't,
Yeah,
but
I've heard so many different
they're
things about
showing
him.
it. Yeah. And then what else? This is a hypothetical. You're a tight end who's getting paid a big bag.
hmm
Would you take a pay cut for a receiver who's holding out ish kind of, but they're a high value to the team and they
Am
play
I George
multiple
Kittle? Am
positions?
I George Kittle?
You're George Kittle.
Yeah. Uh, George Kittle seems like the kind of guy to do it. Shoot, I don't think I would do it. I want my bread, but George Kittle would probably do it. I don't think I would though. I just think
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I still don't understand this about the Debo thing. 'Cause from what I'm hearing, I've heard two different stories. I've heard that Debo wants to do the running back thing, and that's the reason the Niners don't want to pay him. Or Debo doesn't want to do the running back thing, but the Niners want him to do it, but they also don't want to pay him wide receiver money.
Okay. So the Cardinals GM is confident a long-term deal will get done with Kyler Murray this summer.
All right.
He is our future
All right, if you say
per
so.
NFL, May 25th, 2022.
I don't know, bro. Quarterbacks and just
Lamar's also been absent from OTAs. It's time for him to talk about. I don't know.
I think he's upset with the roster moves they made with
I think
like
that makes
Marquise
sense.
Brown and things
Yeah,
like that.
that totally makes sense.
Yeah, I would be pretty upset if I was him too. But I don't know. I just think the same thing with the NBA and the NFL, the player empowerment thing and like players holding out. I think it's gotten a bit excessive. It's been excessive for some years now for the NFL. It's just getting a little bad now for the NBA. But the NFL has always been pretty bad for players holding out.
It was really bad with Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell was wild, and he
It
ruined his
did
own.
not age well for him either.
He ruined his whole career. Like
Yeah.
he easily ruined his whole career trying to hold out, and now he's not even. I don't think Le'Veon Bell is on an NFL team, or he's either like Ravens fourth string or something,
Oh yeah, that's
or
true.
he's on the Chiefs. I don't know where he's at.
Somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, he messed up his career, and then I don't know if AB held out. No, he held out, or he just caused mayhem.
AB held out. No,
Yeah.
he just caused mayhem.
When
I
he was
think
on the
just
Raiders
caused
for
mayhem.
like how long
Yeah.
was he on the Raiders?
2 weeks.
Really, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
He didn't play. He didn't even make it to preseason. That's wild. That's still one of
Yeah.
the weirdest like things I've ever seen in my life.
I think it was 2 weeks. No, hold on.
It was like a month at least.
It was a month. So it was a month with the Raiders, but 2 weeks with the Patriots.
Yeah. Because he played
Yeah.
one game for the Patriots, and then some stuff came out, and then he got cut.
He just got cut.
And then he was on the Buccaneers, and then he walked off the field, and now he's done. That's it for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
He pretty much quit, released a song, got a case, all within a day.
yeah, went
crazy.
live. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about this. What do you think about this Pro Bowl thing? How do you feel about the Pro Bowl in general?
I like the events, like the
little skill showcase?
little skill showcase. Those are all fun.
I
Like I,
don't
think
like
they're
the
fun to
game,
watch.
though.
I don't like the game.
Yeah,
It
the
feels
Pro
so
boring. It's just
yeah.
boring. It's literally just boring. I don't like the Pro Bowl. Like the Pro Bowl is, it's just boring. Like that's what it is.
yeah.
I don't
Okay,
watch
so
the Pro Bowl.
Don't want to say this like the two worst teams competing for the first overall pick because that's an extra game that you have to play high risk of injury. That's why I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
But
I mean it'd be entertaining.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've heard one.
I'm just thinking of it from a player point. You know,
one idea is making it a
flag
football game, which is dumb. That would make it even more boring.
That's so
I would
dumb.
not want to watch that. I've heard the idea of having defensive players play offense, which
that's not
going to work.
That.
I mean, I don't think that would work though, because they would have to no plays. I would imagine.
No, so hear me out. So pretty much, I'm sure every single NFL player was a two-way player in high school.
They understand plays, of course. Like, not to say they don't understand, like, if you're like Khalil Mack, you don't understand the offensive side of the ball, but like,
No, I'm sure they understood. Or I'm sure they were two-way players in high school.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Fred Warner is an example. Linebacker. He was also tight end.
But also, do you want offensive players trying to tackle defensive players? Like, I think defensive players would have such an advantage.
They would have such an advantage, but I think that's where you'd bring in, I wouldn't want to say flag, I guess touch.
So
I don't know.
so flag
Something.
combined with
Flag
offense
combined
playing
with
defense.
reverse rules. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm sorry, but if I see Aaron Donald playing running back and I'm Ryan Tannehill, I'm not tackling him. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting out the way. If I
Like
see
defense would be so dominant.
right, if I'm a quarterback playing corner and I see Jalen Ramsey routing me up, it's
Mhm.
over. Because I'm sure Jalen Ramsey can run a route. Like
No, because what's his name? Trayvon Diggs used to be a receiver at
yeah,
Bama,
no,
I think. He went
yeah,
to
no.
Bama.
He went to Bama and committed
Yeah.
as a wide receiver, but they switched his positions when he
Yes.
got there.
Yes.
Jarvis Landry text or tweeted, "As Pro Bowlers, we want our offseason and we want to enjoy our offseason and get back healthy. Fans wanting something better than it's been the last few years is complicated. The risk is higher than the reward. Skills Challenge Showdown still happens. More fan engagement events in weekends with senior game. I don't know what a senior game is. A senior
What's a
game
senior game?
is. He needs to explain. But
Okay, but that's
wait, I
back
see.
to go
Okay, I
ahead.
see. He put out another tweet clarifying. Twitter lows. He said, allow the Pro Bowlers to coach the East and West Senior Bowls.
Hold on.
How would that work, though? They can't do that. That's a dumb idea. Because the Senior Bowl is so critical to scouting. You want to have actual coaches running like legit, full,
You
thought out
want
offenses.
Yeah.
That rather than some Pro Bowlers. So
The
that wouldn't
senior
work.
bowls affect people's draft stocks.
Yeah, no, you can't make that a Pro Bowl event.
Like
So
it's not a throwaway game, it's an actual event.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that idea, but maybe like
And besides, the combine would be like almost right around the corner.
right. Yeah, no.
And people train for the combine. That's not I don't
Let's not do that. I think at this point, like they can't get rid of the Pro Bowl. I mean, like they have to give people Pro Bowl honors, like as an award. They can't get rid of the Pro Bowl as an award. I just think the game is dumb. It's never been fun to watch. Even when I first fell in love with football and I was just trying to watch every single game, the Pro Bowl was never cool to me. Like
the only thing that's fun is Madden.
Right.
Pro Bowl rosters in Madden is fun.
Right.
That's it.
Because you get to use all the X factors. But like I don't want to watch it.
It's not fun to watch because I don't care that they're not trying because they're not trying to get injured. It's a useless game. I see what they're trying to do.
Right. It's different than like the NBA All-Star game because in the NBA All-Star game, you can turn up the intensity without playing too like hurting
too
yourself.
hard.
Like the last couple of years, they did a better job at turning up the intensity of the All-Star game. The All-Star game in 2020, I think that's 2020 is the year Kobe passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that All-Star game in 2020.
Oh, that one was great.
Was honestly the best, one of the best, not even just Pro Bowl game or All-Star games.
All-Stars.
Just one of the best games of basketball I've watched because everyone was trying so hard. That was a great time for basketball. That specific game, that was a great moment. But just for the Pro Bowl, I'm just like, get rid of it. I don't think we need it. We
don't need it. Nobody watches it.
Right. I think. I mean, I guess they keep it to sell tickets for people who actually go.
Yeah.
But I still don't care. I'm not going to watch the Pro Bowl.
The only thing that is cool is to see so many star players in
at one
sitting.
time, even though most of them are only going to play for a little bit and they're not going to try. So I'm good on that personally.
I'm not gonna lie though, the baseball All-Stars, that's fun.
I've never actually watched a baseball All-Star game. Are they really that fun?
I think they are, yeah, because it's pretty much like a home run derby-ish. Like it's typically high scoring, but like Ohtani, he started the game and he batted first time ever that an All-Star has ever done that, like starting pitching and then leading off the game. And pretty much they try, like they get their routine stuff, but the pitchers also like they mess around, like it's not a serious game.
Isn't there stakes in the
Yes, there is. So the winner gets advantage in the World Series.
So like the AL against the NL, if the NL wins, the NL gets like home field?
They get home field advantage, yes. So that's why there's value to it. Right. But then it is mid-season.
Right.
And
because players who are like in like competition for the World Series are like, okay, we want to win this because we might be in the World Series. I like that. Yes. I don't know how they could incorporate that to the NFL. Because they literally can't because it's the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl's played in So yeah, there's no way they could do that. Yeah.
However,
I
they
just,
no, they kind of can't for the NBA. Well,
technically they
they could
could.
force ignoring seeding.
Yeah, but I don't think they would do that. That would just be
Yeah.
weird. Also, the NBA isn't we don't do conferences anymore, so it wouldn't even work.
Mhm.
Because we do like
Yeah.
Team LeBron and Team Giannis.
Team LeBron, Team Giannis.
So it like maybe years past it would have worked, but not anymore
Mhm.
now. But yeah, that's all I feel about the Pro Bowl. I think it's stupid and
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. I don't care. About
Just
the
get
Pro Bowl.
rid of it.
Yeah. What else is
Something would
going on?
have to replace it though, however. Don't know
Yeah,
what.
like they could extend like the skills showcase and make
Hear
the
me out.
skills-
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
This would be very lopsided, but a 7-on-7 tourney. Teams of choice.
So it doesn't matter like who like it
Like
can be
team
defense
Team Trayvon, Team
Okay.
Stephon,
and they
etc.
do a
etc.
draft.
Yeah. Like captains would get decided on who gets the most votes. Bam, bam, bam. But then
Mm.
you're asking about linemen. That's where they have their own camps. Lineman camps. Bam, drills.
I can get behind that. I think that would be fine. Plus, I don't think offensive linemen care if they play in the Pro Bowl or not.
Yeah.
I think most offensive linemen would rather not play in the Pro Bowl and just get the honor. But 7-on-7 seems fun. I think I could get behind that. Like, let's say, what's a fair amount
Because
of
like
teams?
let's be real though, nobody cares about the sacks in a Pro Bowl game.
Yeah,
We only care about the skill players.
right,
So the best way of showcasing that is 7-on-7.
right. How many teams would that be though? Because it would have to be a good amount of teams.
It would have to be a good amount.
Like 8. I think 8's a fair amount. 8 times 7 is 56.
Or
4.
because it's going to be like 2 to 3 receivers per team.
A
tight
running
end.
back.
So that's already a good amount of people.
A quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the field doesn't have to be crazy big. It could
Yeah, no, it's not going to be
Yeah.
a 100-yard field. It's going to
Yeah.
probably be 450.
40,
50,
40. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, that's it.
And if they really wanted to do it, they could do like 7-on-7 where you have 7 offense, 7 defense. If they wanted to make it instead of having people play both ways, because of course you want to see like your defensive.
Oh yeah,
play.
of course.
But yeah, I think that's a fair play or a fair way of doing it. I think 7-on-7.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
like-
I'm okay. I'm cool with that. I think I could go for that. 7-on-7 seems fine.
Mhm.
Because at least at that point, it's not like they're advertising it as if they're going to be like tackling each other. It's clear that it's 7-on-7 and they're not going to be going
Mhm.
super crazy. I think if they're not tackling, it gives the players more room to like actually try on like their routes and things like that.
Mhm.
Besides
though, like it's a passing league.
Yeah.
We're not going to be running the ball.
Also, they could make it where how the NBA does it, where each team picks like a foundation, not a foundation, what's it called? Like a
captain?
Not a captain, but like somewhere they want to donate to.
Oh,
like an organization, a foundation or an
organization. Yeah.
Yeah, an organization of choice, and the winner gets to donate.
Yeah.
Like
100,000
to it or something, 50,000.
And then like to decide captains, it would be top voted player.
Right, regardless of position.
Regardless of position.
Top 2 highest voted players in the AFC, top 2 highest voted players in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Because if it's 4-4, I think that's too many Pro Bowlers. That'll be like the accolade wouldn't be special anymore.
Right. 56. I mean, we typically have more than 56 Pro Bowlers a year because there's multiple strings, but 56.
There's multiple strings, and then there's multiple people who just like drop out because they don't want to play in the game.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But 7-on-7 is where I'm at on it. Until I think of something better, 7-on-7 seems like a valid way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care about the Pro Bowl at all. Pro Bowl hasn't been good in years. It's never been good. Only good Pro Bowl moment I can think of is that time Sean Taylor decided to knock that one QB's head off.
And then just try for no reason
in the Pro Bowl.
It was the Pro Bowl.
But other than that, I can't think of a good Pro Bowl moment. Like that one time Odell
was dancing with the mascot. Like
that was cool, I guess. Like I'm trying to think of some stuff.
I can't think of anything memorable about the Pro Bowl.
Not
Like
an hour. Not an hour
the
timeline.
only thing that I can think of is the side events, and they aren't even
Yeah.
the main event.
Not in our time, because even when you look at like the top 10 best Pro Bowl moments of all time, the first one that comes up is Randy Moss mossing somebody in the Pro Bowl, and that's way before our time because he has a Vikings
Mhm.
helmet on. But for us, Pro Bowl has never been good.
Yeah,
Pro Bowl has never been good. Like,
but like
I
in
mean, the
my
jerseys are
opinion,
fire.
oh yeah, for sure,
Jerseys have been
for
great.
sure. But like the game's changing. It's a passing league. Rushers, if they want to blitz, go ahead, do your drills. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Linemen, they could whatever.
Mhm.
If you want to get that new contract, cool, show it off.
Right.
um, pretty much, it'll showcase defensive talents, offensive. It'll also give hypotheticals. Say people didn't match up during the season.
Mhm.
Jalen Ramsey versus I don't know, like Jamar Chase. Bam.
Actually, let me before you finish that, I just thought of an idea for something. I don't know if they do this, but let's do a 1v1-on-1 tournament. Because I was thinking in the NBA, you could do a one-on-one tournament and that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Let's just do one-on-one routes.
I'm not against that.
And it's a tournament, like
Quarterback of choice.
quarterback of choice, wide receiver versus corner. Well, I actually don't know how that would work. Like there would have to be a cornerback bracket or in a wide receiver bracket, or it'd have to be like
I'm not a big fan of like a tight end and corner because that's an automatic mismatch.
yeah, no, it's a it has to be wide receiver corner.
Yeah.
But like so first round you have a wide receiver going against a corner, right? Wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver wins. Would they go against the next wide receiver? Like if the wide receiver in the next matchup?
I don't know.
Like they would have to figure out a way of doing it.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be kind of cool because
hmm
I think a lot of receivers and corners would take a lot of pride in actually being like, oh yeah, I'm a
1v1. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
hmm
I don't know if I'd watch it, but it'd be cool. I guess
Like AJ Green, the TikToker, not the NFL player.
Yeah.
He'd be in the background like, oh, recording,
Yeah.
and then destroying would be there too.
Yeah, it would be cool. I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Quarterback of choice. So 7-on-7 and 1v1s,
hmm
I think. Because I'm just genuinely trying to think of fun things that football games. Like for
Mhm.
basketball, you think of like horse and king of the court, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, things like that. For football, it's kind of hard. Like
Because like you
1-on-1.
have 3-point contest. The NFL has like that quarterback arm talent contest,
Right.
like the hitting the spot. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Yeah. But like it doesn't hit the same.
You can't do a celebrity football game. I don't think that would work.
That would not work.
Um,
They already a celebrity dodgeball game. They already
they already
have
do the
dodgeball
NFL
games.
dodgeball, so it wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I cannot.
That's all that I can think of.
Yeah, no, the Pro Bowl is just messed
Yeah.
up. It's not gonna work.
It's so dry.
I'm trying to make sure we didn't miss anything because I would feel bad if we did.
Jameis Winston's participating in Saints OTAs ACL. So
Oh,
he
so
looks
he-
like he's recovering fine.
Good.
Intentions of being ready for week 1, so that's great.
Oh, did we talk about Kaepernick or no?
No, Raiders are in the talks of signing Kaepernick,
Good
or
for
he's
him.
trying out for the team.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting.
I mean, it's interesting. I don't really care all too
Oh no,
much.
so he's working out for the Raiders on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, so today it
Yeah,
happened
today's
already.
Wednesday. Today, yeah, it happened. Cool. So he's working out with the Raiders, and I think what the Raiders are trying to do. We lost Mariota. We
Yeah,
need a
get
mobile
someone.
quarterback. Derek Carr can't run. Kaepernick might be that guy.
Even though he hasn't been in the league for 5 years.
Yeah, we just need someone who can throw the ball and run. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't care too much about it because it's Deshaun Watson got sued again.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, let me check. 2 women are suing Deshaun Watson. This man cannot catch a break. Did he? I'm starting to think he actually did something because this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. 2 women have accused Deshaun Watson of inappropriate sexual conduct, condemned by the Browns. Dang. I mean, like, I don't know because it's been so persistent with this. I can't say if he did it or not.
There's 22 of them.
and now there's two more.
Some have to be true.
Something has to be true. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Because I think there's a statement out that was like 10 were false because they just wanted to say it, you know?
Yeah,
But
but the
even
other,
so, that's 10.
yeah, that's still 14 left.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to figure that out officially. And now with that being the case, I don't even know if Deshaun Watson plays.
I don't even know if the Browns are going to be as good as we have them going.
Yeah, I mean, we had them going 9-8-1. I don't know if you could check the IG thing. Go ahead, but like, I don't think we had them going extremely crazy. But now that I think about it, Deshaun Watson might not play for the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he does, I don't know how great he'll be because of
I don't even know how long he'll be in.
right. Like, but this is just sick, just sick.
Oh, thoughts on Kamara?
What happened
Didn't he like fight someone?
again?
Nah, it was the Pro Bowl. Is he still in trouble for that or not? Is he clear?
Oh no, he's still in trouble. There's still talks that he won't play next year. I thought he did something else. I was like, bro, what? Like,
yeah, bro. I was thinking about drafting him for fantasy football, but like, I don't know if I want to draft him because he might not even play.
Darnold said he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. No, you can't.
Rashad Bateman ready to take lead in Ravens wide receiver room following Marquise Brown trade. It's my time.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Jordan Brooks to replace Bobby Wagner as defensive leader.
Yeah, none of that is interesting at all. Evan Ingram was number 17 on the Jaguars, which I thought was really ugly for a tight end. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I just, yeah. Injuries on NFL punts are up 50%. That's wild. What's going on in baseball? Fill us in.
In baseball, Angels been doing good. I'm gonna check the score right now, actually. I've only been following the Angels recently. They won yesterday.
Don't check the score, bro. I see the score. You don't want to see that.
I already saw it.
Yeah, you don't want to look at that, bro. To the Rangers, aren't they bad? Can't catch a break. Oh, that's tough. Angels.
But the Padres lost today, so like it balances out.
Is this true? One second. Hold on. Keep talking. Let me see if this is true real quick. But keep talking about baseball.
All right. So pretty much, Ohtani and Trout have been in MVP conversation, like really early MVP conversations, and Mookie Betts stepped up. He's been going crazy recently. For like the last month, he's hit a decent amount of home runs. I forgot. I don't know the exact stats, but Acuna, Stanton, a few people, Tatis, the normal people who are typically injury prone are injured. Nothing new. Yeah, it sucks.
Joel
But managed to hit 4 home runs in 3 games. What's up? Go ahead.
Joel Embiid just tweeted, Miami needs another star. That's wild.
Bro, what?
That's wild. I was trying to see if this, because I got a tweet notification that Russell Westbrook requested a trade. It was from one of those fake Twitter accounts that spells the username slightly off, so like, you think it's real. Bleacher
Report.
Yeah. But yeah, he didn't request a trade. I heard Machado's been insane though.
He's been doing great. He's like an MVP favorite in the National League. But Joe Madden, that's the Angels head coach.
Oh, okay.
He's in awe of Trout's greatness because Trout's been going crazy, and Ohtani stole second and scored, but Texas answered with 2 home runs.
Yikes. Padres are second in the NL West. Yay, go West.
They have a very similar to Angels, actually, surprisingly. And the Angels are up there.
Angels. Y'all are second in the AL West. Yeah, no, our records are pretty much the same. You guys have one less win and one more loss. Opposite for us. It's close though. Houston Astros are doing good, even though they cheated that one time. Are they still like?
They picked up really it's crazy.
The Angels are 5-5 in their last 10 games, so that's not really. Great. The Yankees are doing great, aren't? Isn't that the team with like
They're on
Judge
pace for like 160
wins?
wins.
Jesus. The Yankees have like Stanton and Judge in them.
Stan, Judge, all those big names. Think
They're
of it.
the Nets essentially of the Garrett Cole.
Them and the Dodgers are essentially
Mhm.
the
Aaron
Nets.
Hicks, Joey Gallo. I know some of these people, and I don't even like.
Mhm.
They have Josh
Yeah.
Donaldson.
Yeah, they just signed him last offseason. He looks so weird. So the Yankees have this rule: is no facial hair. Bro, look up like pictures of Josh Donaldson with facial hair. He looks way better with it. He looks like naked.
Why is that a rule? Oh no,
It-
Josh Donaldson.
It's like
no
a
facial
Yankee.
hair?
Yeah, it's like a Yankee history type thing. It's weird. I don't really understand it. And then like there's another rule for the Tampa Bay Rays. Like you can't like fully unbutton your jersey or something. Like it's weird.
Why did he do that? Why
Yeah,
would he?
yeah.
Why did? That's not the same person.
Like the team has no facial hair. Like some people have like a mustache, but like
But you
that's
can't have
it.
like a beard.
You can't have like a beard.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get that beard back, Josh. I'm not really rocking with that, bro. I think we covered a lot today, though.
For sure.
Angels are now down 7-1 instead of 6-1. I don't know what just happened.
Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the podcast. If you made it this far.
Yeah. But thank you for watching the podcast. Episode 7. We're gonna. I don't know if you guys remember why we didn't drop an episode on this weekend, but you were in Sacramento.
I was in Sacramento.
So we should be a lot more consistent. I keep saying that like every other episode that we're not going to miss anything, but
and then
like,
we always have an episode that we miss.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to be missing anything anytime soon.
Mhm.
This weekend, yeah, I'm good this weekend. Next week,
I'm good this weekend.
Yeah, so.
And then I think I'm good next Wednesday too.
Yeah,
sure.
I shouldn't have anything to do on those days, but yeah, that concludes episode 7 of the Poverty Franchise podcast. Next week, I don't know next week is going to be July, or next episode we're going to be in
June.
July. Oh, it's going to be June. It's June then July.
Yeah. No, not next episode on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Okay, so on
Yeah.
Sunday is going to be like the last day of June of
Yeah,
May.
so.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
But on Wednesday, I think next Wednesday will be a good time to start getting into some player rankings for the NFL.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that might be where we are.
Okay.
But that concludes today's episode. We'll see you guys on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Tune in next time on the Poverty Franchise podcast.